Hello everybody, it's Sunday, about 11:30. I got up already and I scrambled eggs and toast, and of course y'all know Mother doesn't eat that very often. So today I made her cereal and with blueberries in it and a cup of coffee and a little baby orange. Now I let this out. This is an apple cobbler. And it surprised me. I'm gonna take a little bite of it today just to see how it worked, see how it did overnight. See, it's more of a bread pudding texture than it is a juicy cobbler. It's more like an apple cake, I said on that recipe, but it's good. And sometimes when you let this kind of recipe set, just like with bread pudding, it gets better because they marry each other, those flavors, and then it soaks up all the apple on this apple sauce. So it's good. I wasn't so sure, but for quick and easy, it's good. It's not like apple pie. It's not like really an apple cobbler, because my cobblers are real juicy and they got a lot of crust in them and a lot of fresh apples in them and all that. So today I'm going to use our little, this is not the same crock pot like the apple cobbler bowl. This one here is a panini, another gift over the years. But I thought, you know, I need to start using this stuff so that I can get rid of the older stuff. So I've been unboxing it and seeing what I had, and I guess we're going to go red for a while. And let's do our little, I want to make what I've decided I want to make today. And I don't know how many of you know this restaurant. It was called White's Cafeteria. And it was in Texas. And everybody loved to go on Sunday to White's Cafeteria with their mama and their daddy and their grandma. And they did a variety of different foods on their serving line. You'd say, okay, I'd like some of that carrot salad, and I'd like one of those chicken fried steaks with gravy, and I'd like, I always got the strawberry pie. That's what I made on one of the videos, the strawberry pie. I'm going to remake that because I didn't like that video very well. But today we're going to do the Southern eggplant casserole that was in about 1970s. Well, as long as the Whites was there. We're going to try to recreate that and see. This recipe, though, is from one of the gals there in Dallas. So, and I'm pretty sure it's because she worked at White's. I'm not for sure, but we're going to try it and see how it tastes and how it cooks. First, we got to start off with our eggplants. I got them for 99 cents. So, I got three for 99 cents. 3 eggplants for 99 cents. And, so I don't think we'll need all these eggplants for that. That's a lot of eggplants for less than $1. So I need 5 cups of these, so I'll turn you off and peel them and get them chopped. Okay, I got them rinsed. And I see one of these has a little bad place down on the bottom. I'll cut that off. Since we don't, let me get me I'll take me a cooking bowl. I'll line my little bowl like that. Now, You can do it in the sink, but not all the time. I've been at places that I could use a sink if I was demonstrating or something like that. I'll just get that little thing off there. We don't need all that. I'm cutting too much, but I'm not really concerned. I just want them to be good. I don't want them to be too old. Some of those bruises. I'm not so sure this spongy one if we're going to be able to. I don't like it when they're brown like that. And that maybe I can get enough out of this one to give me that flavor. And out of this one. I think those would be all right, but I'm not one to I'll just peel these. I just got a regular old peeler. I just go down the edge of that and peel that off. Real easy. That don't look too bad. You can do it with a knife, but today I'm doing it with a peeler. I'll check those other ones here in a little bit. I'm not gonna make a big old pan anyway. You know, I make a good, for vegetarian meatballs, I make a good vegetarian meatball out of eggplant and lentils. And I'll just make them one day. They're good. They're vegetarian, they're no meat, and they're really good. I've served them to people that they are beef producers and stuff in Texas, and they thought, well, these taste very good, you know, so. Let me get this out. So out of that 99-cent package, one of them I'm not going to use, but for the price we paid for them, and I don't think that one is so bad to where you couldn't use it, I'm just not going to. A lot of times eggplants have that, well, tomatoes, eggplant, any nightshade has that I can't think of the name of it. Y'all know, maybe you know. If not, look it up on Google. But it can upset people's stomach and stuff. That's why you want to try to use fresh eggplants and all that kind of stuff, because you don't want that. It's an acid, I believe, or a protein. But a lot of people say they can't eat nightshades. Well, it's because of that. It makes them have their knees, arthritis hurts, and things like that. And I'm just totally blank right now, so. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut these up in squares. I'm going to make just a little batch of this instead of a whole big batch. Because you use about 5 cups, which would take about 3. Let me cut that bad place off there. About 3 eggplants. I think these, they're just brown because they're not out fresh out of the garden. As a child, I remember they were so fresh. They were just green nearly. Now that one bottom, you know, I showed you, it was squishy. So that's when you don't want to use them. It's when they're quite squishy. We'll just do half our recipe, just so y'all can see it. Okay. For vegetarian, this would be good for, well, it's just good. Okay, for that right there, that's what we're going to do. Now, you do not have to soak these in salt water, but I do. And I especially do if I'm going to use them fried eggplant, because I soak them in, where's my salt, Billy Jean? You've been playing in the kitchen again? Oh, there it is. Let's put some salt just to soak in some water for about 15 minutes. And it washes them plus. What I was telling you is if you soak that in that water for about 15 minutes, now if I was going to fry them, but I'm just showing you this, it'll keep them from being so greasy when you're trying to fry eggplant. That salt, and you'll let it soak them for about 15 minutes. Then it'll keep it, like I said, from being greasy, as greasy, because they're kind of like a sponge in a way. They'd be kind of similar to watermelon as in texture, but then they're similar to flavor of a cucumberish kinda. And so when you fry them, that sucks up that grease, and you don't want that. Let's get this bacon dish. I'll probably be glad that let me open our avocado oil that we got yesterday. You can spray your pans, your baking dishes, you can spray them or do however you want to do. Well, why can't I get the lid off? Probably because, I don't know what I gotta hold that probably. Well, I don't know. I have to get out the damn skill saw. Cut that lid off. Let me see. I've got something in here, but I'm so exhausted sometimes, y'all. Let me try this. Wonder if I can put this. Well, Why won't that fit on there? I tell you what. Let me try holding it with that. Okay. I don't know. What is wrong with it? I don't think it's been cut. You know, I would pick the one up that wasn't cut. May get a dang hammer and just knock it off. No, I won't. I won't. I promise. I promise, but I've got to figure this out. See, it has little ridges. I'm not sure. Let me turn this off so I can figure this out. I still can't figure out how to get that lid off. That's like one of them old Mad Dog 2020 wine lids that us kids used to sneak around and try to drink. You know, I see that the teeth on that have not been perforated enough by the Mad Dog machine to get that lid off. And I can't get it off, so I've got some other olive in my cupboard. I might just give that to somebody for their Christmas present and let them not worry about it. Alright, let me just give a little bit of avocado oil that I have in this big jug. There we go. That's just the other. That's in the other thing. So let's just. It says set it aside. Okay, we're going to set that aside. I don't know why that says set that aside. I mean, why it said do it so quickly. I don't know. Okay, we've got our trusty Granny Pat pan, as I call it. Let's go ahead and just pour these into our pan. And I'll put them in the colander and rinse that salt water off of them. Okay, that's got fresh water in it now. Messy, messy. Now let's turn that on and get that up to a boil. So you cook your peeled and diced eggplant until it gets tender. So I'll turn y'all off until it gets tender. Let's check. I think probably our eggplant has boiled. Yeah, see, it's really soft. Yeah, it's very soft. Let's set that over there. Now you'll need for this recipe 1 pound, which would be about 5 cups once that it's, well, it'll be a lot less. Once it's boiled down it won't, but start out with 5 cups. Let me put this in my okay, I got that drained. So let's put that in our bowl. Get this out of the way. Let that cool if you want to. See how that's those seeds and now remember it should be about up to there. So we're going to cut down on this recipe for our little pan. That Sautéing, which is in the nightshade, those in that family they can be kind of make you itch, and if you're allergic to nightshade, you can have this dish. If you're allergic to tomatoes, potatoes, eggplant, bell, or chili peppers, a lot of that Solanales. I can't say it with my what's not in. So if you can't have that, then don't try to eat eggplant because it's part of the potato, tomato, eggplant, bell, chili pepper family. I'm just letting this cool. I'm going to let this cool down. Be right back. Y'all remember I get these kebab kits. $1.99. Can't beat it. We've got to have some onion today. So we're going to have onion and we're going to have bell pepper. Let's have an orange one and a green one. Like that. Might as well go ahead and use quite a bit of this because since I've got less of this, this will be good in it. So we'll just chop this. I'll rinse them again. I just want to get them cut up. This is a good healthy alternative to some kind of meat dish. Those onions get kind of next to those peppers and they get mad at each other and then they kind of turn colors, but they're okay. They don't get a divorce, but they don't like each other too much. Cut a little more red. We do need to use these so we don't. Nothing any better than this right here for your. Well, if you can eat that. I mean, if you can eat eggplant or tomatoes and all that, then it's good for you. It's fine. We're going to just cut this up and get this over with. Because I don't want to waste. And this week, I don't know what I'm going to cook. But we know today we're going to cook this. So, a little crazy piece there. Get that little crazy piece there. You know, that kebab kit for that price, that gives you a lot of, quite a few days. And a lot. You could freeze you could take this right now and just freeze this. And then thaw it out and let me get my colander or screen door strainer. I'm just going to put these into that so I can rinse them with baking soda since they were kind of on the side of. They're nowhere to be. They're no spoiled. They're not spoiled. That's not what I'm getting at. And I may like this recipe more with all this stuff in it. what I was saying, I might like that recipe with those vegetables in it a lot better than the original, so we may have done a new recipe today. You just never know. I'm going to get those little pepper seeds get everywhere, don't they? Okay, well, I have to get the big jar because our Christmas present oil is over there, and I'm not going to try to mess with it no more. My granny always said, if you try to do that, and you don't do it the first time, quit messing with it, because you'll cut your finger off with a butcher knife or something trying to get a 59-cent can of something opened or a jar open. So leave it alone. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it alone. Keep knocking stuff off. And okay, let's see here now. I want to get all that water off those vegetables that I can. You don't want to put that in that hot grease. We need to saute them. I might add a little, yeah, that'll fit in there. That'd be good. That'd be good. And just use our lid. Let them get to sauteing, and I'll be back. I'll get my lid rag. You know when that smells so amazing. Beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead. I take these little onions and wash them, and then it's not in the recipe, but it's just something I do. It gives me some fresh. Oh, come here, you little wiggly worm. See that? Just take some of that orange off. They call it zest, I call it heaven. Anyway. We'll put our pepper on there. And I'll use the little chalk shaker. Looking for my garlic. I add a little garlic to everything. Y'all know that. If it's not fresh, it's powdered. Good for you. Really good for you. Let's just put our lid on, let that cook down. I'll be back. Okay, just a bit of it from, I'm going to get some mustard. You can use your mustard out, just a little bit. So I'm just doing about a fourth a teaspoon of mustard for my I'm just going to put a little mustard. You don't even have to do it 2. Okay, let's check those vegetables. You want them where they're soft. I think those are fine. Beautiful ones that have it sauteed up. These fans that I've started using instead of the skillets are a lot easier to cook in. And they do just as well, I think. It's just, I can't use the iron skillet anymore because of my iron overload. It comes from that pan, I'm thinking. But, not sure. I just think the iron cookware has a lot to do with it. So let's move this out of the way. And, you saute this in butter, but I didn't want to. I wanted to use that avocado oil. And so here's our eggplant. We've got our... I want to drain this first. I'll be right back. I've drained that pretty good, and I'm just going to mix that in with my eggplant. Set that back there. Get my 2 eggs. I've got to have 2 eggs beaten. Okay. Let me get my 2 eggs here. 1, 2. That's 2 eggs. I want them beaten. I don't want to beat them up. Okay. That plastic bowl looks dirty. It's not. It's where I make tea in it, iced tea, and let my bags sit in it. It's not. Messy, messy, Billie Jean. You are a mess. Boy, you're a mess. Okay. We did that, we did that, we did that, we did that, that. Got that. So, this is evaporated milk, y'all. Just plain old evaporated milk. There we go. So, to this bowl, we'll add, since it's not a big, I'm going to go ahead and make it, since I did the vegetables, I'm going to do it just like it said. So, we'll go ahead and put our 1/3 cup of the melted butter. It's not all the way melted, but it will be in a minute, because those vegetables are still warm. It'll kind of gloss those vegetables. So, that looks real nice. Then we'll do our milk, our evaporated milk. You want to do 1/2 cup. So, You know, this measuring cup, I've never liked it because it's backwards. I think it's for a left-hand person, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to be ambidextrous for a can of milk. So I'm not so. That is my grandmother's. I guess she used it. So the reason I went ahead and put that milk in is because I didn't want that hot to ruin my eggs. So I think that would be fine. And that'll cool that down enough to where. Got our milk. Where's my cheese? Where's my cheese? Okay. Let me get the cheese. It says 2 cups, but I'm going to do 1.5 cups because I measured that out before I decided to put all those vegetables. But I think it'll be fine. It's going to give you the same. Now I could have chopped those vegetables down into small pieces, and I think at White's Cafeteria they did. Everything was chopped really small. Ritz crackers, I'm going to use the whole wheat, baked with whole wheat. Everything used to be made, a lot of dishes with Ritz crackers, y'all know that. Y'all remember that? Well, we're going to recreate it today. Okay. Trying to see how much. 2 cups of Ritz crackers crushed. I want to get them open for crushing. Okay, 2 cups. I don't know. I wonder if that would be a whole sleeve. It would have to be. So, we'll see. It's probably why it doesn't have a lot of salt in this dish, because it's got all these Ritz crackers. You know, they make these now that have no salt. I tried them and they just, you know, our brain is set to like salt and all that stuff. So I'm going to put these in a new clean Walmart sack, because I've got to crush these, and I don't happen to have a cracker crusher just at this moment. So this is what I'm going to do. Now that looks like it's going to be about, oh Lord, that had a hole in it, or I had a hole in it. That looks like it's going to be messy. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've added another sleeve of those Ritz crackers. I could have got the food processor out and really got that fine. I'm wondering if, but I think it'll be alright, because if I was going to do it again, I would probably put these in the food processor. I'd even cut those a lot smaller. But you know, that'll give it some kind of texture to it. And I remember White's Cafeteria's eggplant casserole. It didn't have that. So let's just put our 2 cups of Ritz crackers in here. Mix it around. Messy mess. Be similar to like a dressing, you know, turkey and dressing, not turkey and dressing, but a dressing because of all the crackers are. We're going to try it though, and it might be a good way to use eggplant. It comes out like it used to down there. Yeah, those vegetables should be chopped up a lot more. Let's see, make sure I've got everything in there. We got to put a salt and a pepper. But I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that to after it's cooked because I don't want to overdo it. Because those crackers have. We've got our oil in here. You can spray your pan. What we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put our goodness into the pan like that. It's already looking very nice. So we just smooth that around. Get that down in there. Made a lot, y'all. That made a lot even. Hard to believe it. I don't know. Mother and I'll never eat all that. That's why it's so hard to cook for on here because you just can't. I was going to do a fried chicken. A few pieces of fried chicken to go with this, but I guess we'll wait and see. I think I'm going to get an aluminum foil. And put that on my dish. And that will help it bake. So now we're going to bake that on 350. I'd say 30 minutes is what it's saying. So as soon as we get this out of the oven to check, I'll let you know. Well, I decided that I'm going to use that chicken and I'm just going to put flour, just a little flour, a little salt and pepper on it, cook it, because I don't need to not use that. So I'm just going to kind of flour it up, put it in hot grease and just fry it. Mother loves fried chicken, so we're not going to do any bells and whistles with this. It's just going to be the plain old Idalia's fried chicken. Well, I might add a little. A little of that Chinese spice that I say Kentucky uses. That'll give it a little bit of different kind of flavor. I put that link on there where y'all can order this off of that Amazon because it's kind of hard to find. But I found it on there and I thought I might as well share it with y'all in that secret Kentucky fried chicken recipe. Because I know that's got to be one of the main ingredients that they don't want you to know about. That's not really breaded today a lot, but it'll be breaded enough for us. That'll be a breaded for a Sunday chicken. Today is a Sunday chicken. Mess kind of thing up. You know, y'all, I feel like, well, I know, if I had my way and didn't have to cook for other people, mother, I could go without eating meat at all. Because I think that contributes a lot to my health. Now, I'm not saying chicken, but the beef I know does, because of the iron in it, makes me get terribly. You also, I couldn't even hardly move, and then I go get my iron levels checked. They say I don't have the disease hemochromatosis. They say that I just have iron overload, which the only difference is hemochromatosis, there's a gene that comes from your father and mother, and it causes that, and you have to get checked for it. Well, I was checked, but there's another way, so I'm going to have it rechecked, because the hemochromatosis didn't show up. But I do have iron overload because my hematocrit, it's not really high, it's only like 300. And that's about the cutoff on the scale for a man. But I know I get to feeling tired, I can't breathe, I get dizzy. My legs, where you'd think there's joint pain, my hands, they get to hurting like I've got bad arthritis, especially right in these areas. Okay, that's going to be smothered fried chicken. I'm going to put the lid on. And we're going to smother fry that. We're going to smother that old chicken to death. He won't be able to cluck or puck or anything else. Well, I remember when I was a little boy. That scared me to death. Grandma would get that old chicken and wring its neck, and I've even seen Mama do it. The head would come off and they'd just flop around. Isn't that awful? Lord help. I couldn't do that I couldn't do that. I can get the wasp, but I can't do the chickens. Alright, I'm going to continue to let this just sit here and cook. We'll talk in a little bit. Let me check that. This is about where I like to remember, that's just got flour and that Chinese spice powder on it, or spices on it, which is 5 different spices, kind of an Oreo blend. It needs a little more of this, because it's I probably won't eat but maybe a bite of that. Mother likes the chicken, and I'll save it for her this next day or two. I'd make some good chicken and gravy. Biscuits and chicken and gravy, and I hadn't made good homemade mashed potatoes in a while, but I like those instant, doing them the way I did that video, how to make that instant potatoes. I think I did one. I did the potato soup. I haven't done the potato patties with instant potatoes. Now I'm just going to turn that pan off and just let that sit there and cook. Be back. Even though I turned that off, it's hot enough to continue to cook. And that's going to need to be taken out. Let me get a coffee filter. Oh, that's good. That's good fried chicken there. That's some good this and good that. And since I'm not going to eat the chicken, very much of it on. I may just go ahead and make me a little bit of gravy. Y'all, I love gravy. Let me drain a little bit of this grease. Just a hair of that grease. I don't want to make too much gravy. Wipe the pan off. Get this messy mess, Billie Jean, Billie Jean. Turn that back on because we gotta have a pan on if we're making gravy. Just gotta have that. Trying to see where I don't know where my stuff goes. It's here because there's nobody else comes in here. Okay, I'm gonna fry that. I'm gonna put salt, pepper, just make sure you cook that flour down, because if you're not, it'll be lumpy, lumpy. You don't want lumpy. That's what keeps it from being lumpy. Make sure all that white flour is cooked down like a roux. That's all you gotta do. It's real easy. Let me turn it down. Get a little bit of regular milk. Put it in there. All that milk. Turn it back up a little bit. You want it to start getting thick. So if y'all were here, you could have chicken and gravy. I even might make biscuits with y'all coming. And you could have eggplant casserole. Okay, that's... I try to make us, well, all my life, we've always had a good Sunday lunch. See how thick that's getting now? Now we don't want it to get too thick, but if it does, y'all know the remedy. Put some hot water in it. Let's get that on, turn it back on. I want it to get hotter. I want it to start going boom, 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 boom. It will here in a second. See, there it goes to bubbling. See how it's bubbling around there? Okay, now it's getting thick, and you turn that back off. Take it, lift it off your burner. And then that'll be your white, good biscuit gravy, chicken gravy. It's different than a lot of people make chicken gravy because they don't add milk, they add water. Well, we add milk to ours. That makes it good. See how good that gravy is? It's not a lump that I know of. I'll get a bowl and get that out of that pan so that I can get me another strainer so that I can get that off of that pan. There's not a lump in that gravy. That's perfect. Perfect gravy. No lumps. No lumps. So now we got our bowl of gravy. And since we've got all those breadcrumbs in that eggplant parmesan, we've got our chicken and gravy, and we're waiting on the eggplants. So I got the stove off. So when that's through baking, I'll be back. I got the kitchen, I got the dishes washed and everything while y'all were gone. I'm fixing to get this Southern eggplant casserole. Check in, see what it looks like. Now this is a covered dish. We're going to have a covered dish, y'all, today, and it's not even a church social. Let's look at it. See, I haven't even looked at it. Well, cooked up pretty. Cooked up quite pretty. Look at there. What do y'all think? Yeah, it's firm. Well, let's just get us a bowl and see what it looks like. I'll just go ahead and fix another plate. I think today we'll use Haviland. Today is a holiday. We'll use the Haviland plates. Let me get a restaurant spoon that's kind of got holes in it. Let's see how this turned out. Look at there, y'all. Now I'll get her a piece of that. I don't think she'll eat that big of a piece. She might eat that big of a piece. A fried chicken. There's some eggplant casserole, some fried chicken. Let me move that and I'll set a plate down. Since I don't have no biscuits, I'm just going to give her a little piece, a half a piece of white bread. Give her a half piece of white bread and I cut it. I put that just like that on hers, and I'll get a little spoon, little spatula, mix that gravy. I'll just put a little gravy and bread. It all smells good. It looks good. I wish y'all was here to eat with us. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. I've got to get dressed because Granny Pat and I are going to do a live show. We'll talk to you soon. Y'all stay safe out there on this holiday. Tomorrow, one more day. Be safe. Don't get in no trouble. Bye-bye.